Hello, it's Jocelyn. I'm going to take you through a yoga workout today. This yoga workout is more of a power yoga workout, so it will require a lot more strength, core work, and control. If you're a beginner, there are always modifications, but I definitely offer some more mobility type, slow flow, or gentle yoga classes in my arsenal of videos on YouTube, so please click the subscribe button for more like this. Okay? If you're going to join us today, all you'll need is a mat. It's always great to have blocks handy. Water is a good thing to have nearby because your heart rate will increase and you will get your sweat on today. So 30 minutes, let's get on our mats. Making your way to the top edge of your mat for our power flow. Let's start with our feet hips distance apart in mountain pose. So palms spread wide, shoulders pressing down away from the ears, slightly pulled up on the belly button. Knees are a little bit soft. So in yoga, you don't want to dump into the joints by locking things out. In any type of training, the muscles are recruited more when you're allowing them to work versus using your joints for that stability. So slightly bend the knees, fingertips down, palms wide, close the eyes, shoulders down and away. Broaden through the collarbone and allow the heart to lift while keeping the ribs closed, and automatically that belly button will pull up. It seems like a simple pose. It's not. You want to be active here. I remind a lot of my clients that if you're working on your posture, you can do mountain pose when you're waiting in line at the grocery store. I know a lot of us are now shopping online or doing drive up, but anytime you're standing still at the ball field, make a breakfast, whatever you're doing, keep your knees slightly bent. If you're here, we're just breathing, okay? Keeping your knees slightly bent, digging your heels into the floor, you'll feel your glutes fire, opening the heart, pulling the shoulder blades back, and activating by pulling up on the belly button is firing the core. So you're retraining your belly to be held in instead of the arch or the rounding, which causes it to push out, okay? These yogis knew what they were talking about here. Grounding. The yogi breath is the lips closed, the tongue on the roof of the mouth behind the top teeth, and using your inhales and your exhales through your nose only. If you're a seasoned yogi, you can start that Ujjayi breath, which is that little rattle in the back of the throat or that whisper voice that you use, breathing and rattling back there. The point of the yoga practice is the breath. The poses are secondary, so if at any point your breath becomes choppy, please pause and bring your awareness back to your breath. Okay, gently blink the eyes open, cross the arms in front of your hips. On an inhale, sweep your arms high. Maybe glancing up at the fingertips. Exhale, push down and away. Active arms. On an inhale, cross and reach. Fingertips touch. Exhale, press away. 3 more like this. Inhale, rise. Exhale, push. Lower body is still engaged. Inhale, rise. Exhale, push. Last one. Inhale, rise. And exhale, push. Good. Heel toe the feet so the big toes are touching. Grounding again. Another inhale. Sweep your arms high. This time you're going to grab hold of your right wrist, reach up and over to the left, gently, pressing that right hip away from you. An inhale brings you back up. Switch your grip. Grabbing the left wrist, left hip going to the left side of the room. An inhale brings you back up. Exhale, twist again. My dog is laying under the table. If you hear weird noises, it's not me, I promise. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, back up. Now, you're going to take your right wrist, cross your right foot over your left, then reach up and over. Inhale brings you back up, both feet together, switch sides. Grabbing the left wrist, left foot crosses over the right. And inhale brings you back up. Again, right over left, grabbing the right wrist. Now this time, inhale back up, keep the legs crossed. Exhale, fold yourself in. I'm going to bend my knees until my fingertips get to the floor. I'm going to let the crown of my head hang heavy here. And then I'm going to bend my knees and roll up slowly. Once I get to the top, feet side by side, inhale, sweep my arms high. My left is crossing over my right. I'm grabbing my left wrist. Reach up and over. An inhale brings me back to center. Keep the cross. Exhale, forward fold. Knees are bent. Bending my knees, rolling up on the inhale. Exhale when I arrive, both feet side by side. One more time each. Inhale, sweep. Cross your right over your left, grab the right wrist, up and over. And inhale brings the torso back up. And exhale brings you all the way down to the floor. Now on your inhale, you're gonna flatten your back. Press your hips back. Press the crown of your head forward. Hold here for a moment. Let's just talk about that structure of Ardha Uttanasana. So you're taking the arch out of the back by scooping the belly. You're pressing the hips back, shoulders back. My lats are on. Your hands can be on the shins for that halfway lift. Now exhale, fold. Bend your knees, roll up slowly. Both feet come together. Inhaling the arms high, other side. Left foot crosses over, grabbing the left wrist, up and over. And inhale brings you back up. Keep the cross. Exhale, dive in. Inhale for Ardha. We're holding a couple breaths here to check in from the feet to the crown of the head. Shoulders pressing away, belly is supporting the back, hips pressing back and away. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, roll all the way up. Both feet side by side. Big inhale here. And exhale, pull the hands to heart center and pause. Close the eyes. Now's a great time to set your intention for your practice and check back in with your breath. While we're here, check back in with that mountain pose. Ground through the heels. Pull up on the belly button. Lift the heart, press the shoulders down. Blink the eyes open. On an inhale, sweep your arms high, maybe glance follows. Exhale, dive in, forward fold. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, step back, lower down to your belly, Chaturanga. Release the feet. Inhale to Cobra. And exhale, press back through Child's Pose. Come up an inch, tuck your toes, hips up and back, down for facing dog. Pedaling the feet here. It's your first dog of your practice, so tap in to the pose. Connect the breath to the body. And maybe do that scan again from the feet all the way to the crown of the head. Where are you feeling any tightness? Send your inhales to that point of tightness. And with your exhale, see if you can release. Nobody said your heels have to be on the floor. They do not have to. Nobody said your knees need to be straight. You can bend and have your heels sky high. I'm pressing my chest back towards my thighs, spreading my fingertips wide. Both of my sit bones are reaching for the back of the room. And then I'm going to work my heels towards the floor. Inhale, high on my toes. Bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk yourself to the front edge and fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up with a flat back. And exhale, diving back in. One more like that. Inhale with a halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop through Chaturanga. Inhale for Cobra or Up Dog. And exhale for Downward Facing Dog. Inhale on the toes, looking forward. Exhale, walk, hop, or float and fold. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up. Pausing at the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now the heart rate may have increased. The breath might have increased. The rate of the breath. So just tap into it. Feel it. The rhythm. Listen. What's the sensation in your body? Can you keep your mind still and bring your awareness back to your intention? Are you with me? Here we go. On an inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, hinge and dive. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, you're going to hop back, Chaturanga, and pause. Push up to the top, right knee to the nose, Cheetah. We're holding for a few breaths here. So as you hold in Cheetah, we're going to talk about that half jump back. You never want to jump back with straight arms, okay? Always that micro bend we talked about in mountain pose. Trying to keep the thumbs lined up with the chest and a 90-degree angle from the wrist to the shoulder. You're still in that Cheetah. One more big breath. Kick the leg back to plank. Big inhale at the top. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale to your dog. Inhale on the toes. Exhale, top of your mat. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, we're doing it again. Halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale, hop, hold. Push up for Cheetah. Hold and breathe. Push, push, push. Now, when you're in that Cheetah pose, you want that back Rounded, thoracic spine pressing up to the ceiling. Shoulders stacked over the wrists as high as you can on those back toes. Knees pulling into the nose to hollow out the belly, and that heel is pulling up to the butt cheek. Are you still there? Good, good, good. Step back to plank, big ol' inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale for your dog. High on the toes, inhale. Front edge, exhale. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale as you rise, pause at the top. Exhale, hands to heart center, close the eyes. Close your eyes and breathe. Feel the rate of your breath. Feel the sensation in your body. Ground through the heels again. Quiet your mind. Do not turn the video off. Stick with it. Holding here. Letting the heart rate come back down to neutral just a little bit. Breathing. Breathing. Gently blink the eyes open. On an inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, sit down to chair. Squeeze up that midline. Sit and breathe. So you want to get your seat as low as you can while pulling up on the belly button. You're peeling your toes off the mat as you press down into your heels. Good. Shoulder blades down away from the ears. One more inhale, maybe glance up. Exhale, dive in. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale for Chaturanga. Inhale for Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale to Downward Facing Dog. Right leg lifts on an inhale. For Warrior One, we're going to step through on the exhale. Flatten the back foot and then inhale as you rise up. Good. Warrior One. We're pausing here for a minute. I really love to open my feet laterally on my mat. Because maybe of my scoliosis, whatever the reason, it feels better on my hips to have a wider stance. Okay? You do you. I'm here for suggestions. Sink down a little deeper. Close the rib cage, up on the belly button, sink down. Pressing into the outer edge of that foot. Now keep the depth here. Lift the back heel for Crescent. Can you sink a little deeper? I know you can. Breathe. Breathe. Pressing that back leg towards straight. I'm even shaking here because of that stretch. Beautiful, yummy stretch in the hip flexor. One more inhale here. Exhale, knee to the chest at the top of your mat. Step back, inhale, rise your arms up. Exhale, step and pull. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, drive. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, drive. Let's go for one more. Big inhale into Crescent. Exhale, pause at the top. Inhale, sweep your arms. Exhale, sit down as low as you can. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, rise. The higher you can lift that knee towards the chest, the more you're working the standing butte. So get with it. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. Drop your left to meet your right. Glance up, fingertips touch. Exhale, dive in. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Find your Vinyasa or step back to down dog. Inhale, high on the toes, bend the knees, glance forward. Exhale, make your way to the front and fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Let it go on your exhale. Bend your knees, roll up like a rag doll. Take a couple brush cycles to get there. Last inhale, sweep. Exhale, pull in. Inhale. Squeeze the midline, chair pose. Holding here and breathing. Now, there's a common misconception that if you have lower back issues, that you should open your feet up. I don't find that to be true. The base of support, yes, is better when it's wider, but if you're squeezing along the midline, it takes the pressure off the lower back. You just have to activate your legs in that chair, okay? And this can happen if your feet are too far apart. You want the support of the legs pushing into each other. Pelvic floor is on. One more inhale, glance up. Exhale, dive in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale for your dog. Inhale that left leg high. Step through on the exhale, Warrior One feet. Inhale to Warrior One arms. See how I heel toe my foot towards the left side of the mat, holding and breathing. So I guess you could step forward to the outside of your hand if you wanted to, and more of like a lizard. I prefer to line my feet up, rise, and then open up my stance. Again, you do you. Keep pressing that right hip, right rib cage, right shoulder to line up. Pressing into the outer edge of that right foot. Lift the back heel, crescent. Find that yummy crescent. As we hold here, think of your little toe as a kickstand. It has to be on the floor, okay? If the pressure is more towards the arch of the foot, no bueno. All 5 toes on the floor. That's gonna internally rotate your hip and really get that stretch. One more inhale. Exhale, stand tall. Inhale, step back. Yikes. Exhale, step tall. Inhale, step back. Exhale, step tall. We have 2 more. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, push. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, push. Stay there. Inhale your arms. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sit down. Last 2. Inhale. Exhale. Una más. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, standing tall. Exhale, drop that foot down. Hands come to prayer. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, dive. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, down dog. Stay in your down dog, pedal your feet. Shake your head yes and no. Let go of any stress, tension in the body. We're gonna repeat that again, but we're gonna do one of the knee drives from the crescent and one of the single leg squats. And our team mascot is here. You're gonna do some down dogs with us? We're Razzie. All right, so from downward dog, I want y'all to lift that right leg nice and high. Step through warrior 1. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale, crescent. Inhale when you're there. Exhale, push and hold. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, rise up, drop the foot. Exhale, in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Find your Vinyasa or meaning downward facing dog. At any point in your practice, you can take out the Chaturanga, okay? You can step back to plank and push your hips back up to down dog. Inhale your right leg high. Just kidding, your left leg. Exhale, step it through. Inhale as you rise up, warrior 1. Exhale, settle into crescent. Inhale once you're there. Exhale, push. Inhale, sweep your arms. Exhale, single leg squat. Inhale, rise up, drop the foot, glance up. Exhale, dive in. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop through your Chaturanga or step back to downward facing dog. Breathe. On an inhale, high on the toes, bend your knees. Exhale, walk, hop, or float to the front edge. We're going into chair. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sit down into chair. Inhale, your arms high. Exhale, your hands to heart center. We're turning to the right. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Twisting chair. Good. I am not supposed to twist too intensely because of my scoliosis. So, as you're sitting in this chair, glance down at your left knee. Pull left hip back. Make sure the knees are lined up. Try to switch the distribution of the weight to the heels. Reach long through the crown of the head and the tailbone, and then broaden the collarbone. Press into the palms. Good. On your next inhale, untwist to regular chair, arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Twist to the other side. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. So my knees are lined here, and if I'm in the twist, before I twist, right, the crown of my head and my tailbone are straight. There's no rounding, there's no arching. And then as you twist, I'm turning my knees, your torso should look like it's facing the side of the room, but your legs just happen to be facing the front. So as you're here, open. Slight cobra in the upper back. So think of somebody having their fist in between your shoulder blades. Fist sounds aggressive. The palm of their hand gently pushing your heart through your chest. On your next inhale, untwist, arms reach high. Exhale, stand tall, hands to heart center, close the eyes and breathe. Breathe. Let yourself reset. Let your breath take over. Let your mind slow down. Allow yourself to be present without judgment, without panic. You're doing great. Okay, stay with me. 10 minutes left. Woohoo! All right, on an inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, dive in, Uttanasana. Inhale for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale for Chaturanga or step back to downward facing dog, meeting us there. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, step through warrior one again. Inhale, you rise up for a beat. And exhale, you're opening to warrior two. Okay? Holding the warrior two. I see this as warrior two a lot. That's fine. Everybody's at different levels of their practice. But don't use this as a resting pose to just kind of call it in. Challenge yourself. The back edge, depends on what you're focusing on. If you want to keep that back edge of the foot on the floor and that's why you're not taking that big step, that's fine. There's a difference between being active in a static position and being passive. You choose, it's up to you. Okay, we can only lead you to water. Energy out the fingertips, shoulders down. Good. Tuck your right butt cheek underneath you. Press the right knee back. You should be able to see that front big toe. Good. Holding here and breathing. We're going Skandasana to the back edge of your mat. So you're going to push yourself to your bending your left knee and dropping your seat down. If you want to bring your hands to prayer, that's great. If you want to keep your hands on the floor, that's fine as well. Breathe. 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 We're going low lunge to the front of the mat. Coming up high on those back toes. Hands frame the foot. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, step back to plank position. And then bring your knees under your hips. This is going to be fun. You're welcome. So we're going dolphin to bear. So this is dolphin. And this is bear. You're welcome. Dolphin. Bear. Dolphin. Bear. Now, I don't have the most flexible hamstrings. I'm fairly strong, right? My shoulders are tight and wonky because of my scoliosis. But the goal here is to move this one piece. If you want to hold either the bear or the dolphin, that's up to you. 2 more here. Last one. Step back into plank position. Downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Kick it through for fallen triangle. Reach, reach, reach. Holding that fallen triangle. Now your choice, if that foot's up in line with your wrists, or if it's down in line with your hip or your belly button, that is totally up to you. Breathe here. I forgot what I was doing next. I go off on these tangents, and I'm just going to make you hold the pose. Holding. One more inhale, maybe glance up at those fingertips. Exhale, bring that right knee back to the left elbow. Kick it up, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip, drop your feet to the floor. Press your hips up and over. Big reach. Holding there. Holding that flip dog. Maybe glancing back at the fingertips. Breathe. One more inhale. Exhale to downward facing dog with that right leg high, 3-legged dog. Step the foot in between the hands for the low lunge. Kick it up to standing splits. Standing tall like you're in a deadlift. Pause here for a moment. Both hips facing forward. Kickstand on the floor. Broad collarbone, belly button pulled up. You're going down like a deadlift. Teeter-totter, low lunge. Okay, the back knee's gonna bend because you're gonna push yourself off. Standing splits, deadlift. Deadlift, low lunge. Standing splits, deadlift, touch. Low lunge, keep going. So you're thinking about the left leg internally rotating so the pinky toe is pointing down, right? You're tucking your right butt cheek underneath you. You're still flowing through this while I'm talking. So the tendency is as you push up to the standing split, or as you step back into the low lunge for the hip, the right hip to push out to the right side. Don't let that happen. Control. Abs are working. One more. The next time you're in that low lunge, pause. Walking your hands to the left. Parsarita, wide-legged forward fold. Dive in. You have the option of grabbing the outsides of the ankles, of bringing the hands to the floor. If you want to invert here, we have a few more breaths. Okay, you can reach the hands through, just trying to get the crown of the head to the floor. But think about the hips tilting. So the pelvic tilt, the hip hinge versus the rounding will help lengthen the hamstrings and working the sit bones up towards the ceiling. On an inhale, you're coming up to straight arms. Walk your hands over to your left leg and then step back into downward facing dog. Reset yourself here. A few breaths and we're going to start on the other side. So you're facing the back of your mat now. Inhale your left leg up high. Step it through for warrior one. Flatten the back toes. Inhale as you rise up. And then open right away to warrior two. Challenge yourself here. I know. It looks like we're just holding a pose. You stand like this for a minute and see what happens. You're just watching the dang video. Hold and breathe. Yes. Yes. We're starting to get to that point of the shakes. Breathe. Skandasana. The front of your mat, which is now the back. Turn the toes out. Drop your seat. Breathe. Breathe. Hands can come to prayer. You're going low lunge to the new front of your mat. And we're stepping back to bear. You can continue on doing the dolphin to bear, or you can go from bear to plank. Pressing the floor away each time, the entire time. And if you're type A, you're already alternating feet. If you're not, we're about halfway there, so switch feet that you're leading with. Balance, it's all about balance. And that's not a metaphor, I just mean, if you do something on one side, you must do it on the other, or your body will start to adapt and create some really bad movement patterns, okay? By bad, I mean not supporting a healthy posture and a healthy structure of the body. So maybe bad was not a good word to use. Last one. Meeting in that bear position. Good. Kick it up and back to three-legged dog. Left leg is high. Back to your bed. Good. Left knee to right elbow. Fall in triangle. Extend the leg. Reach high. Hello. Breathe. Keep pressing your hips up. I forgot last time, so you probably held this a little bit longer. So that bottom oblique is supporting you here. One more inhale. Exhale, knee back to the elbow. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee. Flip dog. Reach, reach, reach. Reach, reach, reach. One more inhale, glance over at the fingertips. Exhale to three-legged dog. Step the foot in between the hands for your low lunge. Make sure the ankles are lined up with the hips. Kick up to standing splits. Slight bend in the standing knee. Stand up at the top of your deadlift. Check in. Hips. Kickstand. Belly button. Collarbone. Slight bend. Deadlift. Low lunge. Kick up. Deadlift. Low lunge. Kick up. So this side is much more difficult for me to keep that left hip tucked under and the right hip pushed forward. Could be because of the rotation of my pelvis. Doesn't really matter why. Just focus on what you need to focus on. Breathe. If your tempo slows down, don't you think about it? The tempo could slow down. What I'm saying are just suggestions. So maybe you do 3 reps and you're holding for a couple breath cycles in each pose. That's totally fine. You're gonna work up to it. As with things in life, you earn your progression, right? Take your time, there's no pressure. Nobody's even watching you. Do what you gotta do. Couple more. Couple more. Good, the next time you're in that low lunge, pause. Walk your hands to center, pardon me. Excuse me. Wide-legged forward fold. Good, if you want to invert from here, that would be great. I can give you another option if you want a fun option. Do you want a fun option? All right. So, Since we're in the home stretch, walk your feet in so when you bend your knees, they're not dropping in. So even weight in the feet, and you're just gonna transition your weight into your hands and come back. Or you can press up to your headstand into that straddle. Okay. Miraz, you were supposed to catch me. Back into that forward fold. Good. Inhale to straight arms. Good. We're gonna go into frog. Walk your hands out, bend your knees. Come down on your mat, you're already lateral. I prefer my knees to be supported here. Sometimes you need something under your elbows, but that's okay. Coming down to your forearms. Your choice, rocking forward and back. Just breathing into the groin. Letting your heart rate come down. Only here for a few breaths. After this, we're going to transition into a pigeon. Little hip stretch, little twist. Happy baby. And you're on your way. All right. Now coming out of this pose is very important to do with care. So coming up to your straight arms first, and then move one leg at a time. Good. I'm going to walk my hands to my right, and I'm going to find pigeon with my right leg. Okay? So from here, you can come down to your elbows, right? Breathe here for a moment. We're going to add a quad stretch just so it's available to you. You can always do it standing when you're finished. Coming up to straight arms when you're ready. Now this is something I'm working on, so technically your right hip is supposed to be on the floor as you bend your left knee up, okay? Pause and breathe. I'm just happy that I can reach my foot. It's taken me a really long time. The next step would be getting the foot into the, I'm so glad you guys are watching me struggle here, the inside of the elbow, which I'm working on. We're all work in progress, right? Release the foot. Good. Step back through down dog. Take a breath. Left leg comes forward. Dropping down to your elbows. I also love to work with that back leg to get the hip flexor stretch as well. Your choice. Breathing into the hips. I'm covered in dog hair, thank you. My lovely assistant, who's already asleep. I wish it was that easy. I don't think I ever sleep anymore. Inhale up to straight arms. If you want to add the quad stretch, look how high my hips are. This is not necessarily what you want to do. As long as there's no pressure on the knee, it's okay. You can take a block and place it under your hip for a little more support, or you can just wait and do that quad stretch when you're standing. I just have very, very tight quads and get it where I need to. Releasing the foot, swinging the legs around. Let's do a gentle bridge just for a couple breaths. Feet by your sides. Press into the feet, rise up. Again, don't forget about the kickstands. Evenly distributed weight. Press the hips nice and high. Breath is fluid. I'm not choking here while I'm speaking. Sometimes if you climb up onto your shoulders when you're not ready, it makes the breath choppy. One more inhale, press. And exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Good, arms to the sides, windshield wipers. Little twist here. And then bring both knees into the chest, grab the outsides of the feet for happy baby. Pulling my knees in towards my armpits. I'm reaching long through my tailbone. And breathing. Now I have no idea how long this class actually is. This should be about the 30-minute mark. My timer, which is my daughter's iPad, decided to not have any battery in it or die halfway through. So knees and ankles together. Little rock forward and back. Head down, little rock side to side. And find that final resting pose. We're only going to take 5 breath cycles here. So just allow yourself to be present with your breath for those 5 cycles. And I will bring you out in a minute. Start to deepen your breath. Gently extend the arms overhead. Give that big wakey stretch, energy through the heels, through the toes, through the fingertips. Rolling over onto your side. And then gently pushing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Comfortable for me is on my knees or with a block under my hips in a cross-legged position. Closing the eyes. Sit. Placing the backs of the hands on the knees, palms open. Thank you so much for joining me today in your, what I hope was a 30-minute power flow. Let's check the timer here. 35 minutes. I did some gabbing at the beginning. But thank you so much for joining me. Allergies. Please hit that subscribe button for more. There are so many different things that you can do with your body to move, to feel better, to work on that longevity, to kind of sustain the body and to improve the body. So please commit to yourself. I'm here for you. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, requests, you can comment below. You can send me a message. Go to my website, which is jocelynlane.com. And I hope you have a beautiful day. See you soon.